this is Pepper, back with more predictions. 40 years ago, your planet sent into space a radio signal containing some primitive mathematical equations and a stick figure meant to represent a human. That signal has now traveled 40 light years from your squalid planet, providing amusement to trillions of life forms vastly superior to yours. Imagine if a single-celled organism developed a primitive method of communicating with your species and took the opportunity to fashion a message that consisted of saying, "Hey, hey." No wonder most of the galaxy, and for that matter the universe, thinks humans are all stupid. After all, humans are all stupid. Still, in the near future, the megals, known for their biting sense of humor, will respond with a few short burst radio waves that contain a rudimentary mathematical formula designed to bewilder your people. It should be interesting to observe how your so-called wise men respond. Some of you have expressed feeble-minded disappointment in the fact that a small number of my predictions have been out of sequence by a few Earth days, decades, or in rare cases, centuries. Can't you see that I'm looking at a snapshot of what you ambitiously call your civilization and trying to focus on highlights? You want to know what will happen next Tuesday, of course. You're all too small-minded to realize that when predicting the future from a vantage point several millennia away in a space-time continuum, providing an accurate moment-by-moment description of the tedium that awaits your race is all but impossible. I am communicating with humans. Yes, they are in the Milky Way. No, I do not require any. I do not require any fluids at this time. This is my chamber. You cannot invade the inner sanctum like this. Even humans afford their offspring privacy. Yes. No, thank you. Please go. Yes, I want the hatch closed. I apologize for that interruption. In the coming weeks, scientists on your planet will discover tiny creatures called microbes that cause much of your disease. You, of course, thought the evil eye and bad luck made your people sick. Idiots. Sir Alexander Glimming will use these microbes to create a great medicine that will be called penicillin. Along the same lines, history will be made this week when a tiny army of 300 Spartans will defeat a much larger army of Persians at Bunker Hill. Similarly, a collie will be born in your Ozarks who will be able to communicate with a small boy named Jimmy. The collie will be known as Lassie, and he will save Jimmy when he falls down a well. In the great North Woods, a man on horseback will take a primitive video recording of a hirsute creature striding through the forest. The subject of this video will be known as Bigfoot. Some will call this Bigfoot a fake, a phony, a fraud. It is not. An entire race of Bigfoots is, even as I speak, living in secret in your Hollywood Hills. I have a specimen here on my planet as a kind of a pet. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Why do I bother? Congratulations, Earthbound idiots. The humble creature that holds your fate in his tiny paw is stranded some 2,200 kilometers from the location he must reach in order to save mankind. You have treated this noble rodent with scorn and contempt for all his life, and yet he struggles to fulfill his destiny in the final showdown in your city of Minneapolis. The latest indignity heaped upon Orville came when a child issued an unnerving scream in his direction for the unforgivable crime of seeking nourishment from a fallen table scrap. It seems even the youngest among you are selfish and stupid. And now the odds against your brave would-be savior have become near impossible. The living quarters in the settlement known as Myrtle Beach are unavailable at this time due to some youthful hijinks going awry on the part of recent lodgers. I was able to view much of this frivolity through hidden cameras we have placed throughout the unit and found myself heartened and amused until some humorless law enforcement agents arrived and brought it to a halt. Just when I thought there was some hope among your younger generations, the very authorities you routinely submit to step in and ruin it. Bravo, imbeciles. During one of my recent dispatches, I made reference to two prominent members of one of your world's great religions. I was visited a day later by a legal representative, Mr. Travoltage, who impressed upon me that my well-intended message may have been misinterpreted by certain addle-brained denizens of your planet. At this time, I would like to accept full responsibility for my ill-advised statement and extend my sincerest apologies to Mr. Travoltage and his diminutive associate Todd Cruz. It is my sincere wish that this puts the matter to rest. The project to establish a hardwire connection between our planets has encountered yet another obstacle. You see, this technology is completely controlled by a handful of powerful interests who have divided this part of the galaxy into regions for their own purposes. I tried to contact one such concern, which I thought might offer a better price and a faster result, and was told I was in a rival zone. This goes against all accepted views of commercial practice. Oh, I fear I've lost all of you. This must be like spouting binary coded bacterium. I am constantly reminded of what a waste of my time this exercise has become. I don't believe I can sustain it. You are all so simple-minded and uncomprehending. Dull-witted, laggard nincompoops, always behaving as if you've suffered a blow to the head. Even from my planet, I can see your bleak stares and hear you breathing through your mouths as you formulate your foolish queries. Goodbye, morons, and quite possibly forever.